the fact that Harry Kane to be a Manchester United. And guess what? The funniest part in all the story is that it is for the summer, and that rings the bell, because we have heard these stories a lot from Manchester United, the present board. We know Manchester United is for sale. We know they are for sale, and the club which is on sale will not be out there wanting to plan for next season. Some will say no, it's because they care about the club. Who told you? The Glazers have never looked at Manchester United on a football point of view. They have always looked at the team from. There are a lot of signs I've shown. They have been always looked at the team from a financial point of view, in terms of the marketing, and also in terms of the revenues that are brought into the team in various areas of the stockholders. I'll put it this way. Yeah. And well, the situation here is I did the reason why I came out with this story, which will be our first story, because we have a lot of stories here on this channel which we'll talk about. And guys, please make sure you smash a like on the video firstly. Secondly, tomorrow we are meeting. I mean, tomorrow is Super Sunday. We're it's not a derby, it's a Clásico. Well, as it's called in Spain, we are playing the leaders of the Premier League, Arsenal. I'm inviting all of you guys for a watch along. I think you will love it. We do a lot of Q&A on our watch along, talk about rumors, gossips, and yeah, it's very interesting. Hopefully you guys will join the team of the United Way. So make sure you click that subscribe button and join us on our live stream tomorrow as well. So I just want to know from you guys your opinion as a Manchester United fan, if you're really into this news. That, in short, I just wanted to ask you guys, let's just be honest, right? I just want to know from you guys, if you are the owner of Manchester United, let's put it this way, if you're the owner of Manchester United, will you go for Harry Maguire? It's a very simple one. Will you go for Harry Maguire? Just tell me just tell me, as a fan who matters a lot, will you go for Harry Maguire? And I will tell you guys now, as a fan, the reason why I will not go for Harry Maguire, the reason why I think this is just a plan from the Glazers and those who are in charge of the team at the moment, who are trying to it's time out. You know, it's time out for the present owners, because, by the way, it is already clear that Manchester United, or let me put it when, because it's a matter of when Manchester United will be sold, there will be a change in leadership, not only ownership, but board also. It won't be the same people. I might tell you guys here presently that the only person who is whose position is will still be there will say Alex Ferguson. I think all from the CEO, the technical directors, they will not be in Manchester United. So I don't see the point. As someone which is a fan who has been following the club for a while, that the present leadership, who is in the market for sales, are talking about buying a player for summer. You guys should get your heads around this. This is a very important point. I don't see how the present owners are talking about buying, because this is the same tactic they have used in Manchester United for the past. They have used aggressively for the past 5 years. But I mean, since their existence, even when Sir Alex Ferguson was manager for Manchester United, they always try to sell the fans a dream. So I've gone here to the poll trying to ask you guys: would you want to sign Manchester? The question was should Man United sign Harry Kane in the summer? This is what I want you fans to tell me. If you think it is a good idea for Manchester United to pay 85 million pounds for a player which is 30 years of age, who doesn't have over 2 more years in the highest level, who is an injury prone. Let's face it, Harry Maguire is an injury prone. I mean, if that is a good business for Manchester United. I know some of you say, Ralph, go and read Gary Neville's opinion or Gary Neville's tweet. Gary Neville is a former fantastic footballer of Manchester United, which I respect, which I think his opinion needs to be listened. But should we take Gary Neville's opinion? I think no, we shouldn't. Guys, for those of you jumping in, make sure you click the like button. We have a lot of topics today. We'll talk also about Paul Pogba, potential return for Manchester United, considering that Juventus Turin has an issue, financial issue. They have been deducted 15 points in the Italian Premier League. And the smart thing they will do, I didn't say they will do it, the smart thing they might do is to try to cut on their costs by giving by minimally, I would say, reducing their expenditures on the season. How do you do that? You do that by loaning players, selling players, and that's how it is done in the modern game. So, coming back to the topic, the main topic, which you see on the thumbnail, the question is: we also know that Manchester United, the board, which is involved of which is in charge of transfers, because some of you might not know this. The coaches of clubs are not really in charge of transfer of footballers from one team to another. All they do is they identify players they want. They give the list to the board, and the board tries to bring the players. There is always a team one. There is always a first choice, second choice, third choice, and it goes. You can have a 10th choice depending on the players who are available. So I would say that since the summer, I've been hearing about the Nigerian Victor Osimhen, who is doing fantastic well, who in Napoli in Italy. This is a player which I would say that many clubs are interested in this player's talent. And considering that Chelsea has invested just in less than a year, in less than 6 months, less than, I would say, 4 months, has invested close to 400 million US dollars. That is a lot of money. I don't know if Manchester United can keep up with the pace in terms of competing with clubs like Chelsea and even Arsenal. I don't see it. So that makes Osimhen, for me, I think it's a far-fetched deal for Manchester United today. But let me tell you who is not a far-fetched deal is Harry Kane, who, even though he's 80, that's the other side of the situation. Even though he will cost Manchester United 80 million pounds with add-ons, he is a British player, and I don't see many clubs going for him. I think from the look of it, he wants to stay. Harry Kane wants to stay in the Premier League. From the look of it, he wants to break Alan Shearer's record in terms of goals in the Premier League. So how do you do that? You go to the club who can afford you, and we know Manchester United clearly can. And it's a bit, the irony of the whole deal about Harry Kane is that it seems as if it is media driven. It is media driven. Why do I say it's media driven? Because when you look at Ten Hag, who is the manager of Manchester United, you look at the way he has been recruiting. You can say he brought in Eriksen, which is also not a young player, but he brought Eriksen for a particular role. We all know Eriksen is not a long-term signature for Manchester United. We know pretty much that Ten Hag is going for players which are in the mid-25s, young stars who have a longer future in Manchester United. So it's a bit strange for me to, for us to see the situation which is going on today with Manchester United. And that's why I put on the thumbnail, if you watch the thumbnail, that Osimhen versus Harry Kane. And in that sense, I would love you guys to tell me where your position in terms of these two teams. So that's where I think sure. So we have Renet Active. I jump in and said we should get Harry Kane. The question is, the problem is not we should get Harry Kane. The question is, yes, we should get. And what you have just said is so easy. We should get Kylian Mbappe as well, because he's a very good player. He's a top player. The problem is that why should we get Harry Kane? Why do you think that Harry Kane should be a Manchester United player next season? You have to know that we don't have endless budget. I don't care who buys Manchester United, except we are sold to the Saudis, who have endless revenues or finance to put on the table. We will not be able to buy players of 80 million. You need to take that into consideration. So when you talk about buying Harry Kane, that's clearly almost 80 million out of the budget, of transfer budget. And I can tell you this for free, that Manchester United, as it is sold, I don't think, and I'll back it up. Why don't think Manchester United, the new owners, will be ready to spend over 200 million for transfer next summer? The first year, they will have to spend some money because they are new owners. They will have to show their ambition. But don't forget, the Old Trafford Stadium needs to renew. There are a lot of areas that we need to renew. There are a lot of backroom stuff that you got. Cristiano Ronaldo has come out and said we need to renew it. We have very old systems. We have systems that were there since Sir Alex Ferguson was manager for Manchester United, and football has moved on. Most players have complained about it. Talking about complaining about our infrastructures and the club, let's talk about this guy here, Jesse Lingard. He is not a Manchester United player presently, but he's a born and bred Manchester United player. Jesse Lingard has come out with an interview, which you guys, most of you must have seen already on YouTube, talking about how Manchester United, the club, is behind City and Tottenham in terms of development. Well, I do think Jesse Lingard's position, well, his point, it might be, I don't know, you might agree with Lingard, you might disagree with Lingard. By the way, guys, please click the like button if you're jumping in. If you're just coming in, we are talking about the transfer. Who do you prefer, Osimhen or Kane? And if you can tell us why, that would be perfect. So please click the like button and tell me. So Jesse Lingard, just look at this. Jesse Lingard has come out and tried to, I won't say stab Manchester United in the back. Cristiano Ronaldo said something similar, but he has come out. I think most of these guys now, they are just trying to create to be relevant, because they know Manchester United. If your brand is associated with Manchester United, is quite a strong brand. That is that's for sure. So it is very important that you always have to show your relevance by coming out with different type of scopes that helps to put you out there in the market. So Jesse Lingard has come out and said clearly that Manchester United, things aren't working out for Manchester United for sure. That I feel United are still behind on everything. No, we are not behind Tottenham on the pitch. I think we're on the third now, and Tottenham is way maybe in fifth. So we are not behind everything. But I'm just kidding. What he meant actually was that United haven't had enough investment in terms of the club as a whole. And that will be one of the biggest challenges for the new owners when they buy Manchester United. And that needs bucks. If you remember, money. If you remember when the Glazers announced that they are willing to sell the club, they used a technical way to present their announcement. They said, we will try to find investment for the club, Manchester United. And if we can't get that investment, then we are ready to do a full sale. A full sale, but all the fans just jumped on the full sale, which means that if someone comes to the Glazers and say, I want to buy 20% share for Manchester United, I am very confident that the Glazers, if someone can want 20% and say, okay, I have $1 billion to buy this thing, I am sure the Glazers will not sell, because don't forget, the Glazers don't want to sell. We have heard information here from almost outlets that the reason why the Glazers want to sell is because it's a family business. One of them wants to sell their stake, and so they decided to sell the club as a whole. Because don't forget, this club were not bought by these guys. They were bought by their father 18 years ago, and they have basically, since when the man died 5 years ago, they have messed up the club. We all know this. So that is what we're talking about Lingard. I think Lingard, when it wants to be relevant, that's my opinion about this Lingard statement. I think Lingard has told us nothing new. We all know Manchester United has badly managed for the past years. We all know that the biggest problem with Manchester United has been our top managers. I will not even say that it is the managers. The biggest problem with Manchester United for the past years has been clearly, I will tell you, being the board. I think this is where you and I will agree without having any issues. So there, I think, Mr. Lingard, you are not really, we put you behind. So let's go now to the second story. The second story, I'll try to be fast. The second story is about Paul Pogba's situation, because there have been a story here saying that, Paul Pogba will be returning to Manchester United. If you guys were many live, I would have asked the question, but I just want to ask you who are here. Do you think would you like Paul Pogba at this present time to come and play for Manchester United? Would you prefer Paul Pogba at this present time to return to Manchester United? I would love to hear your opinion, because there's a story that Paul Pogba might return to Manchester United. Why? Not because he wants me, because Juventus is in financial. Juventus have been deducted 15 points in the Italian in the Calcio Italian league. So what do? They need Juventus. They need to cut there, because they might not qualify for the next year Champions League with 15 points, minus 15 points. I think City will struggle in the Premier League. So what do? They will need to cut their cost by either lending out some players. At the least, they will have to do that. And Paul Pogba could be one of those players, because his salary is massive. He earns like 300k a week. So the name of Manchester United has come out from this, just as it's always come. United is always on the miss when it comes to transfer because of the brand in the sport, because of the uniqueness of of the Manchester United brand, and many are saying, yeah, Paul Pogba will be coming to Manchester United next year. Well, not will be coming, stands a chance to come to Manchester United next year. So I just wanted to ask some of the fans to know if you guys are really pumped to get Pogba back. I would say in regards to Paul Pogba, it's very simple. My position. I always try not to be on the fence on these questions when I ask you guys about your opinion, because I think that's what I'm here for, to explain to you guys what my position, and you guys, you don't need to take it, but you guys can always, get in there and say what you guys think about it. But I think my opinion is very simple. I think Paul Pogba, my opinion is quite mixed when in regards to Paul Pogba. My heart tells me he shouldn't return to Manchester United, or United shouldn't go for such a player like shouldn't go for Paul Pogba, not such player like Paul Pogba. But my head is telling me that I would take Paul Pogba. Why? Because if it's a loan, I will take Paul Pogba and take care of partly on the salaries also, because we are trying to qualify for the Champions League. And if we have new owners who buy a club who is in the Champions League next season, that basically helps us to get more investment for next season, and we're going to be able financially to be not only relevant is not the word. Let me put the word competitive in the transfer market. That is the only way that we can. That's one of the few ways that we can be confident next season that we can bring the players that we deserve in terms of Manchester United as a club. So I think, as I said, my heart would say no. My head would say yes for Paul Pogba, because Manchester United, we need more players in that team. We are basically playing with our reserve teams. And talking about reserve teams, I give you guys some updates here. We know Shera Toure, the Nigeria international, the young kid who's a Manchester United born player, has just had his loan. He's moving to Bolton Wanderers. He will be playing for Bolton Wanderers, Shera Toure. And that's a -1 in terms of players. So he's a young kid. He will not have enough games in the first team. He's now a bottom player loan till the end of the season. Talking about loans again, we do have a player like Elanga. I know his father, Elanga's father. Personally, I know the guy because he's my countryman. He is the deal against Elanga going to. We have the story for Elanga moving to Germany. This was, I think, from Pletigol, yeah, I think from Pletigol, if I'm not mistaken. Elanga going to Germany. That deal is off. For now, that deal is off. But the story is correct that Elanga, they were talking about a potential move for Elanga to Borussia Dortmund, which, by the way, I think it would have been a good deal for his career, because he will have a better chance to express himself as a footballer in Borussia Dortmund. Considering the way they play and his pace, he could be a value for the team. Yeah, and we have had this information also from Germany as well. That Rose, the midfielder, the playmaker for Germany for Borussia Dortmund, is somebody that Ten Hag has always admired, and Rose might be a Manchester United. Manchester United might bring in Rose to play in the midfield for Manchester United. I say, as a normal fan, very good, talented player, but I think there's a lot of issues with Rose here, because I know this is a player that hasn't had a chance to play for the German national team due to injuries, which you can't blame players for being injured, right? But I think when you look at records, football has changed a lot. When you have a proper team, a proper club, the way transfers are done. Let me just give a good example. Let me go back to Linga's chat comment and give a good example, like Manchester City, which is run like a football club. Before a club like Manchester City buys a player, this is how United used to function during the Alex Ferguson's days. Guys, please make sure you click the like button, support the channel, subscribe for daily contents in the channel. I'm waiting for you guys tomorrow on our watch along. Every time Manchester United is playing, we are here live in the studio. You can join us. If you have any questions, jump there below. But we have a chat here. We're asking you guys to vote if Should Manchester United sign Harry Kane for next summer? Get involved with the United way. Feel free. It is free, everything. So let me go on with the story which I was telling you guys about Rose. I think Rose is a very good player. But when you look at the history of the player, his injury records have been massive. Due to the fact that he has injury issues, I think that's a massive red light. I think that's a red light which you wouldn't touch it, because you don't want to bring a player that plays one games and the other games he's in the hospital. So we should be very careful when we go for such players. But considering his talent, he's a very talented player. There is nothing. I wouldn't take anything out from him. But I mean, I think if he was fit, he will be a very good player for Manchester United. I mean, there's a lot of transfer going on in today. There's a lot of transfer going on today in football, which, you know, one second. One second, guys. Oh, yeah. So I said there's a lot of transfer going on, which we have to talk about. But we do have those. Why would Eric Ten Hag want a player with the attitude of Pogba? Makes no sense. I agree. That's from Beagles DFC DSO. That's a fantastic question. This is what I'm telling you guys. There have been a massive level of manipulation. This is a very good comment. Yeah, I mean, I do appreciate the comment. Why would Eric Ten Hag want a player with an attitude of Paul Pogba? I want to be... Okay, that makes no sense. That's true. That's from Beagle DFC DSO. But I want to look at two sides of it. One side is very simple. One side is that Ten Hag is a disciplinary. Before Paul Pogba is putting a pen on Manchester United, he will need to bow the rules of Ten Hag. It will be a different era. First, when from the team that he left, he will confirm that in his interviews, because Ten Hag has changed Manchester United. If you're not disciplined, I mean, there will be a lot of clause for Pogba to come, and it will be a loan deal. You know, this is a loan deal. Juventus will not sell Pogba. I mean, they will not sell Pogba because no team will want to buy Pogba for now. I think they will loan Pogba for 1 year and bring him the next season, because they have the ambitions of winning, of playing the Champions League, or qualifying for Champions League. On the other hand, I can say why should Pogba bring it? It's because basically he's a good player. He's a good player, and we need his quality. All those long balls, competition. If United can cope with the salary, then I don't see any issue Pogba coming. And for those of the fans who are really mad at Paul Pogba is this bad guy who destroyed the image of Manchester United. If I can remind you, just less than a month ago, Cristiano Ronaldo did an interview slamming the way Manchester United is managed, and most of you appreciated it. Honestly, I did. Technically, I did appreciate it. That's my honesty. Also, I just did something here. Let me just go here and so that Josh should see this. I go like this. This is Jesse Lingard, also slamming Manchester United. This is a former Manchester United player. So Beagle DFC DSO. This is Jesse Lingard, just slamming Manchester United. But we haven't seen Paul Pogba done such a thing. Paul Pogba has always controlled himself, managed himself in a very professional manner. But for some reason, Paul Pogba isn't liked by a massive Manchester United base. And I mean, we are not here to condemn players. We are here as I hope you are here because you love football firstly, and you're a Manchester United fan. We are not here to criticize people. When you sign a contract with a player, you don't look at his disciplinary records, and like if it was only disciplinary records were so important, Maradona will never play in any club. Believe me, you have a lot of players like Gattuso. You had players like even Ibrahimovic will not have a career that he has. But yes, I see what you mean. It doesn't really make sense bringing Paul Pogba for Manchester United, honestly. So I think that would be technically a no for me, but a yes for me. Again, I'll repeat it. The reason why I say it will be a yes for me, I would take Paul Pogba rather than nobody. And I mean, yes, we have very few people on the stream, but 5 of you have gone for the votes here. It's 100% that Manchester, you guys are saying Manchester United to take Harry Kane. Let's say Manchester United signs Harry Kane next year, right? We all know that Ten Hag doesn't play a counter-attacking football. Harry Kane, I'm just trying to scratch my head, trying to understand with you, with ordinary fan, and what does Harry Kane bring to Manchester United? A very easy, I mean, the easiest way to say is like he's going to score goals. I think any 9 playing for Manchester United today will make a difference. But of late, what I've noticed with Harry Kane's game is the more mature Harry Kane becomes, the less number 9 he becomes. He is more like, he plays like a 10.5. So what I mean by 10.5 is he always comes back in the mid. Guys, please make sure you click a like on the video. Guys, subscribe to the United Way. Join us on our daily contents here. If you do have any comments, by the way, drop it below. We have 5 more minutes to the end of the stream. If you do have any comments, drop it below. If you do like the videos, we continue the stream. But as I said, I need to give all the topics which I have brought today. Our topics are very simple. It's about Harry Kane versus Osimhen. Victor Osimhen. Well, we've spoken about players. We've spoken about Pogba. We haven't spoken yet about Osimhen. So let's go to Osimhen, which is very important. Victor Osimhen, the player from Napoli, Nigeria international, very quick player. I mean, he's the hot cake today, needed by many clubs, including Chelsea. I mean, it's not a player I should be the one to tell you guys. I think everything is all out there. The reason we're talking about this player is simply because we're fans of Manchester United, and there have been these rumors that he might be moving to Old Trafford next year. Yeah, I think Napoli acquired him for 80 million euros. Napoli would not go for anything less than 110 million euros, and I don't see Manchester United paying such a fee. So this is why I think it is just hot air. One. Number 2, which is more realistic, is that I don't see owners who are selling the team in March trying to decide who will play for the team in the end of the season. That's a big time red light. You as United fan, you need to use your brain when getting all this information. I've told you guys, you should be very smart, because the modern fan now knows a little bit how. I mean, we are not kicked around, if you see what I mean. Yeah. So I want to talk about a player that I think. For a long term will not be a Manchester United player because they have already been signed. We heard about this last week that Newcastle were interested about McTominay, right? McTominay leaving for Newcastle. That was the story. That was last year. I think I got that from the United Evening News or from the Guardians. No. From the Mirror. The Mirror has been very good in relation to Manchester United. I think the Mirror this year, since Ten Hag came, they have a good relationship. Maybe it's with Eric Ten Hag. We are not sure about that. But the story here is that West Ham are looking at McTominay as a good replacer for who? For Declan Rice, who has showed his intention of leaving West Ham this summer. So what is your opinion about McTominay, and how much will you be, let me just put it this way, will you be happy to see McTominay leave Old Trafford? Will you be happy to see McTominay leave Old Trafford? I've given you the questions. As I said, I don't like to stand on the fence, and I will tell you guys why I think he should. My opinion about that. I think firstly, McTominay, I think he is not a Manchester United player. When I mean a player, he's not in the top 11. He is. There are some players that cannot bow into when there is a high competition in a club. McTominay has proven that. He might come tomorrow again at the game tomorrow against. They might bring him tomorrow in the game against Arsenal, and he might be fantastic. But on the long term, my personal view, I played in the midfield where McTominay is playing. I wasn't the best, but I was a good player. And I can tell you guys is that when you watch McTominay playing, you see how he is running away from responsibility. He cheats a lot as a player. I can sit here. That's why I tell you guys to join my watch along, because I tell my audience, and they agree, most time they agree with me. You can see players hiding. McTominay hides from the game. There are a lot of videos on YouTube that shows tactical knowledge. Which you see, the only reason why McTominay, even you got Harry Maguire, are playing for Manchester United is because there's a British connection in them. So I mean, British connection with journalists, and also hype. The Premier League, it's like a show house. So I think McTominay will not play even for City, which will help him. McTominay is not fit to be a player, to be a main player. Could be a bench player, could play some games where we need defensive job, but not a player of Manchester United. So in that sense, if someone comes to me, if I'm a United owner, and say, guess what, Ralph, we have 30 million for McTominay, I mean, I will sign it even if I'm in the toilet. He has to leave Manchester United, because we need to bring players of... We have passed the time where football... Let me put it this way. Manchester United is not what we call Sunday sharp. Sharp means morning. It's not Sunday morning football. We need to go for the elite players. Guys, please make sure you click the like on the video. Click the like. It is free. Subscribe if you want to join the channel. So we need to go for the best of the best. That is one of the ways that we can start being very relevant at the highest level. So we need to keep emotions out of it. That is the way that Manchester United comes back. We are sitting here and talking about, oh, Sir Alex Ferguson days, he was good. Sir Alex Ferguson, this was a ruthless manager who took his football boots and shot it at David Beckham. So this is a ruthless manager who disagreed with the player and said, you are for sale. That is why Manchester United were successful. They were not successful because we're being nice to players. I mean, there is a lot of the young Manchester United fans who have fans like from the past 5 years, 10 years, who know very little about what made Manchester United a relevant European player. Yeah, we do have United need the English players to make Europe and Premier League registration rules. Yes, that is it. I know that. But my point is not that they shouldn't buy English players. This is not my point. I'm saying that's from Biggle DFC DSO. Thanks for joining the stream, guys. Please make sure you share this stream with everybody in your social media. I'm inviting you guys on a watch along. Every time United is playing, you can come to the channel. It's big fun. I mean, we have a small but very active community here where people know each other. I mean, there's a lot of information, not only in football, in life. It's very interesting. The goal of our channel is not to be the biggest in the world. We will never be the biggest in the world. That's it. But the goal of our football channel, because we will be doing this till our last days, is just that we want to form a community of people where we care about not only Manchester United football in general, but also we can help in order. I mean, we can learn like we're learning. Yeah. So yes, I know there's the English Premier League rules, but I think United should go to play. We'll play. If we can sell McTominay, and let me just put it this way, McTominay, we sell McTominay, right? And if we can bring a player like Phillips, who is not playing for City, I'm using the word if because with if you can do everything you want with if. If we bring a player like Philip, which is not relevant in City, is that not an English player? It is an English player. My question is that the aim of bringing an English player playing for Manchester United and this player isn't the right thing we need. It's just a waste of space. It's like buying a bread which you wouldn't eat. It's like trying to date a girl that you don't like. This is just common sense. This is not metaphysics. I'm trying to make you guys understand, to see things from the fan point of view, not like, don't use emotions. I know you're correct, but is that correct? That's not correct. So what I want to tell you guys again is that I have nothing against any player. You know, in the history, Manchester United have had very average players also, but who have been really hardworking. Darren Fletcher could be a good example. You have the O'Shea also. You go even to Phil Neville, who was a good player, but he was nothing fantastic. But you can see Phil Neville, that's Gary Neville's brother, obviously. Very hardworking player. Everything was for Manchester United. But Sir Alex Ferguson, what he was good at telling the players when it's over. Because for Sir Alex Ferguson, Manchester United was more than just a club for him. It was his heart. He knew that for this club to be successful, he had to be ruthless. And after, there is a reason why. If you look at if you look at my left, which is maybe my left, which is your right. You look at my right, you will see a picture. You'll see a picture of Eric Ten Hag here. Just read on that picture and tell me what is written there. It is written here that Eric Ten Hag has just shown he can be Manchester United new Sir Alex Ferguson. Not in results. The thing is, Eric Ten Hag knows that he came to Manchester United, he saw the club, he saw the players, but one of the things he noticed, he saw that the players have very massive salary, the players have too much influence. If we can't bring in discipline in this team, then there is no point. We heard about Rangnick. People were not respecting Rangnick at some point. There was too much player power. This is the thing that Eric Ten Hag has done. When you talk about Eric Ten Hag has done something new for Manchester United, what do you mean? The victories. I don't see winning for Manchester United as something new, because we have players, we have managers who have come to Manchester United, won games like 10 games in a row, 7 games in a row, and start losing games and dropping their heads. I am seeing the disciplinary part of Manchester United as something new, because this was what we knew as Manchester United fans under Sir Alex Ferguson. So guys, here we are. Guys, if you do have any questions, drop them below. If not, I think we have to end the stream here. And yeah, we had like 75 people coming into the stream. It's no big deal for us here. It's not about numbers, it's about quality. And today we welcome a certain Beagle Day FC DSO, and also is this a Spanish name? Reret Active. How do you pronounce X and R? Like, it sounds Spanish. But guys, thanks for joining the stream. Subscribe if you want. We upload videos every day here on the channel. As I keep telling you guys, it's a Manchester United fan channel, so we talk predominantly about Manchester United. We do all watch-alongs. Transfers, we react to transfer news. We don't try to be breaking news in transfers. We know. Thanks a lot. I mean, I'm very happy to meet you, Beagle. Many thanks for the stream, for your stream, Beagle, DFC, DSCO. Thanks a lot. This is the type of cultural people that we need in the community. Hope to see you next time. When United is playing, you can come in and out from the stream. It is so you will love it more than today, because we have a lot of people around the world. I mean, it's very active. We don't read comments because of money. Our goal is not to make money. Money will come with time, but our goal is to build up a community of facts which we can disagree. We can agree to disagree, if you see what I mean. Yeah. So guys, we're just closing the poll here. We're asking, should Manchester United sign Harry Maguire in the summer? I lost in this one. 92% said yes, Harry Maguire. Maybe because I'm not British. So if I voted in this, I will vote no. But well, I respect it. It's about democratic community. So you guys won in 92%. Congrats to those of you who won Harry Maguire. Yeah, but sorry, Harry Kane. Yeah, and yeah, so 91% want Harry Kane for Manchester United, and basically 8% says yeah, we shouldn't sign him. Well, it was a great stream. Thanks for all of you who joined it. And yeah, talk to you soon. See you tomorrow. We'll have a video tomorrow on the channel before our Clasico. Should I call it Clasico against Arsenal? And if you want some heads ups, all right, on the game tomorrow, I want to tell you guys this. If Arsenal wants to lose this game tomorrow, do you know what they should do? They should start the game by attacking Manchester United. If Arsenal dare attacks Manchester United, like being aggressive in the first 10 minutes, we will destroy them. I'm talking as a football person. I don't care who plays. If they go like on a counter attack if they allow Manchester United to play to be on like a counter attacking team, we'll destroy them. Bingo just said the 8% was me. yeah, Bingo. Yeah, I mean, well, we lost, but hopefully we'll win the next time. I think you're in the right place. I think we don't need a 30-year-old English overhyped attacker. With all respect, I think Manchester United we need to start building from a new generation. We go for a 30-year-old Harry Kane. I don't know where the team is going. I don't think this is Ten Hag's choice. I think there is a lot of mafia. I play football. You know more about me on live stream. There's a lot of mafia in football, which is not shown on camera. And you have to have the right personality. I tell you guys something. I want to leave, but again, it's like in and out. I just love talking to our fans here. I want to tell you something, right? By the end of the season, I am very sure. I don't know how. I will be. If some of you think who remember what I'm telling you, you keep that in your library. By the end of the season, if United, if let me use the word if, because I in the beginning of the season I said United will end the season as in the third position. I know we'll qualify for Champions League. Don't tell me how. This is my prediction. I'll stand on it. But I say if Manchester United goes into this season qualify for Champions League, right? You will start getting a book from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer about his time in Manchester United, how the wrongs are not wrongs, because there are a lot of things going on behind the scene that you don't know, and I don't know either. I think we should end the stream here today. Thanks again for all of you joining in, and yeah, talk to you soon. Bye bye.